All right, you guys have got me in a good mood. Just watched the first half of the Roosters and the Titans game, and Fogarty scored at the end. Happy days. So here we are for our first night review, our Friday night games, our Manly and the Cowboys game, which was just abysmal. I had my same game multi perfect. Talangi, Carl Lawton, Cowboys with a 12th head start. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Here we are, DCE. Welcome back after obviously a pretty poor loss in the Origin arena for him and his squad there, and he was pretty upset about it. And he come out and absolutely dominated the Cowboys here on Friday night with 3 try assists, 13 tackle breaks, 17 tackles, no misses, 6 offloads, 2 turnover tackles, 145 meters gain, and 308 kick meters. Absolutely incredible game, and one of the top sort of 5 best ever fantasy scores. So if you managed to have him or have him as captain, you absolutely had a field day last night, and are absolutely cheering for sure. Ruben Garrick there with 86, and a few people were like, Tom looks different, tonight because he played, almost as good as what Tommy would with 320 meters, 7 tackle breaks, 7 goals, a try there. So amazing work for him, and Ola Kawatu as well with the double, couple of tries from kicks. So, and in both those tries, for some reason the Cowboys guy was facing backwards and had like a hand around the corner trying to tackle him. Yeah, because that's going to work. Cheers. You can tell here it's obviously a dominated game by the Eagles with Tapau with 65, Croker with 64, with a try and a try assist. So he's been incredible, obviously after the first bunch of games, and he's actually made 252K and going to be even more after this week. So if you held him this whole time, you're absolutely cheering at this stage there. If you picked up Lawton, you've obviously got a couple of great scores there, but he should, actually just got the news today that Schuster will be out for another week, and also Sirenen's having some issues, in returning from his injury as well. So Lawton probably keeps his spot for the next bunch of weeks too. So if you have picked him up, you've done pretty well, and you've got some good scores and some nice price rises out of him, as he'll be up way over 500 after this week. So that's that. Brad Parker with a couple of tries, Kieran Foran with 52, so had a really nice game also. Just really directed the team around well. Cohen Hess with 45, we don't really care about. Tabuai Fado with 45 and a try, and 3 line breaks there. So someone that actually had a bit of a crack for the Cowboys there. Just their defense was so terrible. After starting so well, they just fell apart really. Trbojevic with another amazing game for him. Just to play Origin and then back up with an 80-minute effort in the middle is exactly what he does on a regular basis. So he's someone that's always solid through the bye period. Even if he's getting a 44 like that, you take that score over a 0 from most of these guys that aren't backing up. Drinkwater solid with 40. Talangi with 40 and has made a fair bit of cash, but I wouldn't be picking him up. Taumalolo just keeps burning cash at the moment. Not scoring well with 39 in his 54 minutes. Not good enough. Just no tackle breaks and 1 offload for someone of his size and stature is just not good enough. And obviously he's had a bunch of injuries and had a very stop-start season this year, so I think he just needs a bunch of games to get it on a bit of a roll. And looks like it's past halfway now in the season. He might not be good again for the rest of the year, or you might pick it up right at the end of the year or something like that. It's like if you had a bit of an interrupted season or preseason or something like that, you just never play as well unless they're like some of the top guns. But Lolo unfortunately just not good enough, and we'll just have to see how he goes. We need some big scores from him to actually go, all right, he's worth picking up, because at the moment he's not. He's going to be very, very cheap after the next few weeks. Who else we talked about here? Gilbert with 37, playing massive minutes and just not good enough fantasy-wise, unfortunately. Java Bowen has made a bit of cash for owners and got another try on the weekend. Who else we got? Tommy Dearden with 29. So obviously they got smashed, and we'd like to see a little bit more of his output. Obviously, 18 in negatives is not going to help him. So he'll lose some cash over the next couple of weeks, and then hopefully his possibility of a pickup in the 300s as a bit of a cash cow, heading into round 17 onwards would be interesting. Dylan Walker came on, actually played pretty good off the bench too, so I think they'll keep him in that role going forward. Val Holmes with the lower game, Morgan Harper with 11. So, God, that's sad. For anyone who decided to pick him up or has him over the last few weeks, your team gets 50 and you get 11. So, 4 missed tackles, an error, and a penalty in that for only 65 meters run when your team's absolutely killing it is pretty sad. Obviously, they didn't go down the right-hand side because Jason Saab picked up 9 as well in his 80 minutes. So if you have both of those guys, or at least one of them, you're a little bit annoyed at this stage. Ben Trbojevic came off the bench and actually played 20 minutes this time and looked solid, so that's that. But other than that, not too much to talk about. Reece Robertson, a really low game there. Peter Holler with 11 in his 22 minutes, was simply going off early as well with an injury, which hurts for anyone who owns him. But that's that one, guys. Obviously a pretty short review in that one, but a completely dominated game by Eagles, and it's good to see that they didn't need Tommy this game, which they have in other games. So that's that one there. And the game I actually went and watched last night live, which was the Sharks and the Panthers. And one qualm I'll have about going to watch these games is the stadium's lovely, nice small ground at Cogra there. But why do they not put the tackle count on the screen? Let me know if you have an idea why or where it is. I don't know, but I think it's stupid. Anyway, let me know in the comments. But Sharks were dominating this one, and then I mentioned to my mate, I was like, "What do you reckon about the Panthers that first half? Is this what the Bulldogs are going to look like next year with Burton there? Because I don't think he played too crash hot. A lot of end over end kicks. Yes, they were pretty deep, and so like he's just going for field position. I understand that, but yeah, the team just didn't look that great. He had missed a couple of tackles, had a couple of errors. It just wasn't happening for him in that first half, and then he kind of put him on his back in the second half with a couple of tries there and the try assist to help them get back to 18-16 before getting that penalty goal. And what about you? They had a nice chance, 2 minutes to go, 30 out, and they decided to go short side and run it. I don't understand when you're 2 minutes to go and you're 30 out. It's a field goal for sure. But anyway, gave Johnson a chance to show his skills and make a nice break up the middle and then kick the winning field goal. So it only just snuck over, but I think it's stupid that they're not looking to re-sign him. Johnson and Hines just sounds like an incredible combination. I don't know what you guys think. Hines can really run the ball and Johnson can do his thing. I don't think Hines and Moylan or whatever they're thinking of doing at the moment is going to work. So yeah, Burton was 77. Obviously, put the team on his back and scored well. If you own him, awesome work. With Johnson, same thing. It was a pretty good pickup this week, and you can tell like he's just doing everything. He's going to be 500 to 600 kick meters every week, sort of 400 plus, you'd imagine. Running the ball a little bit, obviously, made his break, well, half break that made him 20 odd meters. A try, 3 goals, field goal, just a bit of everything, and picks up 71. So happy days if you own him. Coruscant came back, so that was a really annoying one. With him being 18th man and not getting any game time, he obviously didn't get to play last week, which a lot of people would have picked him up because he is this type of player, and obviously he had to step up a little bit more with all the big dogs out, and finally ran the ball a lot more, which was good, and it was definitely needed for that squad. So hopefully that continues for him, and he can go back to those bigger scores. But he'll be staying around that price now, 620. The only issue is he won't be playing 17. So it's like, do you pick him up now or not? On the Shark side, other than Johnson, I think Ronaldo was clearly their best player. Every time he got the ball, he made a tackle break. He made good quick meters and was very light on his feet. So he's come back well from his injury there. A try and a try assist in a line break try assist there was awesome. I don't think he's a pickup, but he's very, very cheap and is very interesting as someone you could possibly pick up with a 34 average over his first bunch of games there, which has been stop-start there, but still very cheap. Rudolph has lost a bit of cash and picks up a 58, so a really strong game for him all around. 37 tackles, 168 meters, 5 tackle breaks. Well done. Tolman again with some big minutes, but again, you probably don't want to pick him up at that weird price point when he's not a keeper. Leota played 41. God, I was annoyed with this one. Thankfully, Suwali, I brought in Suwali this week, and he actually had been named to play with Tedesco going out, but I had Laneu as my starter, and he gets dropped. Why is someone like Hopgood or that Isaac, was it Isaac, what his name is? Isaac Tago actually played pretty well, to be fair, but like, why is Hopgood getting a start over Laneu? Like, he's a gun. I don't get it. Drop Staines. He sucks. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, weird one. Let me know what you guys think on the Laney situation, because definitely good enough. Unless there's something going on behind the scenes, I don't know. Like when he comes on the field, he defends well, he runs hard, he tackle breaks, he offloads. I don't get it. Anyway, Sorensen was 65 minutes for a 50, not really relevant. Fisher Harris with another lower game, unfortunately, so 47 to go along with his lower one last week in the 40s. So just no attacking stats this one. Good meters ran, but he definitely looked like the best forward on the field. Just didn't translate to fantasy as well as you would hope, obviously without the attacking stats there. So you can really tell that when he ran the ball, they tackled in threes just to make sure they get him down. He's not getting an offload away or busting through to get them some good meters. And I suppose when you only had really him and Kikau as your big dogs, and then Martin coming on off the bench, you can really target them and double team, triple team them like we talk about in the NBA, for example, when it's like Steph Curry versus the world. But yeah. Fish Harris there, 47. Nakora, 47. Woods, 47. He was okay. Brayley with 43. Kenny, 43. So if you had to hold on to him for some reason, then you've got a decent score. Martin with 41. Ramian, a lot of people picked him up. Did get a nice little line break, but other than that, not too much. And really, I'd be happy with that. For him to not do much at all, only 3 tackle breaks, which is not his normal. He's been getting 8, 10 tackle breaks. 22 tackles for 2 misses, I think, is your big win there, and 100 meters. So anything, if your center can get 20 tackles and 100 meters at a 30 base, with a couple of tackle breaks, a couple of negatives, you're completely fine, because the next week or two they're going to score some tries and go from there. So I think you're really happy with that. Crichton, a few people were trading him out this week, so 36 in his 80 minutes was okay. Obviously, in a team that isn't as strong, him, Edwards, these kind of guys won't go as well. You wouldn't think so anyway. But that's that there. Tracy with a 30, so not ideal if you have him in your squad, but whatever, you take it at 435. Kick out at 486 now. He's only going to get lower. So, yeah, shows what happens with these guys. We picked them up at the start of the year. Kennedy with 27. Talakai with 24. He's going to get really cheap. He's going to be really interesting. If he ends up getting a starting spot and plays big minutes and they use him a little bit more on one of those edges, I think he could be a really solid pickup, but we'd have to get him to in the 300s for sure. Moylan, everyone was telling me that, a lot of people were telling me that he was a pickup. He's, possible keeper. Wow, keeper. I heard that on a few podcasts and a few in the comments that, could be a cut price keeper that covers a few positions. And he goes out and does that. And this is more of what we're used to seeing out of him. He had 3 good weeks, guys. Just remember that. I did obviously put him in the alternates just to follow the crowd, but he's just someone that at 392k, he's there for a reason, and he's actually gained a fair bit of money in the last bunch. So he was low 300s. So just have that in mind when you're selecting these guys. Unfortunately for Momorowski, only got 17 in his 46 minutes, and Wade Graham with a head knock again. He could be out for a bunch of weeks, which could open up a space for Talakai, for example. But Momorowski went off early with a bit of a hip injury and got hit in the head as well. So unfortunate if you had him, and he's probably going to be. It's probably going to be time to move him on pretty soon, I think, as he won't be a keeper. Same with Staines. If you're still holding Staines, he's definitely one to move on. But and Chambers doing his thing again with a nice 10 with a try assist and a line break assist, making up for 7 of those points. So there you go, guys. That's the 2 games for your Friday night. I hope you're enjoying the Titans and the Roosters game. Pray for a bunch more Roosters tries because I've got a multi on for them. I need Tupanua and Suwali, but I'd love for Manu, Crichton, and Suwali to do well for my squad. So hope you enjoyed this, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.